Currently 10:30 p.m. and welcome back to the Honey Bunch of Bros podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we welcome you out to another episode. Let's get straight to it. How are y'all doing tonight? What's going on?
Doing great.
You already know.
Cool. We don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say, tell us what are we supposed to know?
I'm all right. I'm just playing, bro. Damn, my voice is cracked for no reason. I'm 20.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
All right.
Shoot. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Gosh, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to another episode. Today, what we got going on is we got part 2 in the series, talking about college and COVID, talking about experiences, talking about this and that. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue on and let's get straight into the high, low, high. Let's get a quick recap. What went good? What didn't go so quite good? And then, had to end it off on another high note. So what went down?
Okay. I'll jump in. Pretty average week, kind of like last week, where it was pretty mellow. There wasn't too many highs or lows in particular that came to mind. I heard back from one potential virtual job on Indeed, which is nice, just based on the fact that I haven't heard back from any places. I've applied to so many at this point, both virtually and physically nearby, within like a 2-3 mile radius of me, that I've kind of gone numb to it. So like anytime I do see anything, it's just like, okay, well, I forgot what place this is or what they even do, so I gotta kind of re-research it, I guess. But it's something positive, so that's good. It kind of correlates to the low, and that's just based on the fact that I have applied to so many, and for 99% of them, they haven't even gone back to me. A lot of them are big, companies that are very name recognizable, so they probably get so many applications that they just, they don't even go through a lot of them, I bet. But it still sucks nonetheless for someone in myself looking to get a job part-time that'll eventually transition to full-time for the summer to pay rent. So the clock is ticking, but it is what it is. Another high is just today. I'd say I was pretty productive, which was good. And not to say that I haven't been recently, but, every once in a while I'll have those lazy days or like stretches of a day where I'm on social media too much, or maybe I'm watching Netflix or something that I shouldn't really be doing necessarily. So it was kind of good to just go through my laptop. I just randomly was doing some things for a different job application / internship that I would do. And while I was doing that, I was just looking through my laptop, trying to funnel through some things, clean it up a little bit, and try and put some stuff that could go towards a LinkedIn. So all of this kind of goes into the job category, which isn't very fun to talk about, but it's important stuff. So fingers crossed.
Facts. I should,
Man, brother.
at least we're getting somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, better than hearing back from none of them,
Mm-hmm.
All right, so myself for the past week, my first high was, I'm pretty excited that I had a midterm for my neuropsych class, and I got an A on it. So I've just been happy about that for the past week. I don't know. It's like it's not an easy class, but like it you just got to study a lot basically. So like I'm just glad my studying paid off. A low for the week was, crazy enough, I had one of those weeks where like you don't really feel like doing anything. So then like when you actually do stuff, it's like pretty much procrastinated, and like you're doing it just because it needs to get done. But like you know what I'm saying, like it was one of those weeks, kind of just like a slow week. So it was tough because like you don't want to do stuff, but then like you're scared, like because you don't want to like fail all your like assignments, so then you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to do it anyway, so yeah, it was just like one of those slow weeks. But my second high was last night. Last night I had a cool little session on COD. I don't know. It was just a fun night. Fun night on the game. Fun night with the homies. So yeah, that was cool.
Good to see
I'm back. Okay, I guess it's my turn, but
Well, you're next.
hello, hi. Well, you don't have to get smart with me, buddy. I don't need your sass right now, bro. I'm just trying to,
All right,
just trying to, give my
Now, why
take
don't you
on
go
my
ahead
week.
and get? Why don't you go
That's
ahead
what
and
I'm
get your
saying, bro.
No, but for real, for real. Hi. Oh yeah. Career fair next week. We're talking with employers about internships and stuff like that. Get to prepare for it this week. So I'm kind
That's
of
dope. That's
excited about
dope.
that to talk to employers, possibly get an internship, possibly. But if it does happen, if it doesn't, hey, it was just not meant to be, or it was meant to be. So I guess it's cool.
Is
Hey,
that
fingers
over?
crossed, man.
Is that over
Fingers
Zoom?
Yeah.
crossed.
What's up?
Is that over Zoom?
Yeah. It's all virtual. It's
Got
virtual.
you.
Yeah.
Got you.
But so my low, I don't know if I said this last. I think I did, so I'll say another one. This week was just because I don't know. This semester's been going quick, but this week was a slow week, so I just felt kind of tired. I'm like, I didn't want to do anything.
Dang, it wasn't just
Want to
me.
chill.
Yeah,
No,
I
it
have
was not. I
it
felt
happen.
the same way. I'm just like, wow, I don't really feel like doing anything. Plus, uh, writing class, I have to write a memo, and then when things feel useless, you just don't want to do them even more. So
Facts.
yeah, I was just getting mad the whole time trying to write it because I didn't even want to do it at all, but I had to do it eventually. So yeah, just one of those weeks. In my last high, mm, I guess I could say we're out of that little thing I felt last week. Whatever, we're a slow week. Hopefully, since we have an exciting week up ahead. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Shoot, bring us home, John.
All right. My first high is that I had a lot of laundry that was piling up, so I finally tackled that today. It was actually it wasn't as much as I thought it was gonna be. Like it didn't take as long as I thought it would, but it was just a lot in general. So I'm glad I got that done today because I've been putting it off for a couple of days and it was starting to look bad. So I'm glad I got I'm glad I finished that today. Um, my low is that I found out last night actually that I have an exam tomorrow for one of my classes. So
Oof.
Tough.
yeah,
Hate to
it's
hear that.
yeah, it's very tough, very tough. And the teacher has not posted a study guide, so I'm kind of just kind of lost in the dark here about it. Didn't
What's
even get an email or nothing about it, so
Finding Quizlets.
unfortunately no. So
Ah, hard to find these
hold
So
on.
days.
what you're telling me is you're basically for lack of a better term screwed.
right?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate, actually. I mean, I have a high grade in the class. Excuse me.
Also, you can just bomb it and it's
Yeah,
gonna be
but
good
you know,
enough.
I never want to go into the test thinking I'm gonna bomb it. So I'm gonna still try my best. And like you said, if something good happens, great. If something bad happens, it's like, well, gotta get ready for next time.
Facts.
Um, but to end off my low high, my last high is I worked out earlier this week. I worked out on Monday actually, and I was sore for Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I worked out again on Thursday. So yeah, it was good. It was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be, especially since I haven't been like working out like regularly up until Monday. So yeah, that was definitely a high. You know, lift the weights a little bit.
What was you hitting? You was hitting triceps, biceps, back?
Yeah, it was an upper body type of day.
Okay,
It's
okay.
gotta build the
Pushing
traps
all
up,
around.
Let me find out you're not
Yeah.
skipping legs though.
man.
Hmm.
Never. You can never catch me doing chicken leg. All right. Gotta
She.
gotta stay thick. Pause. Pause. Pause.
Ooh.
Whose man's is this? Hey, yo, whose man's is this, bro?
Uh,
Anyways, transition into the topics.
Yeah. Please, go ahead. Get off this topic,
Either
please.
way.
Yeah, so we're back at it like a bad habit. If you want something, better go grab it. Talking about part 2 of college and COVID. This episode in particular is going to be more of full first semester online. So last semester, fall 20, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so professors hopefully got adjusted, you know what I'm saying? The students are still going through it. Life is a lot more sedentary now. Like, it's just desk work like it's the same desk, like no change of scenery and all that. So, that's a little preface, a little overview, but we're finna get into the specifics right now. Shoot, I guess, I'll just go first unless anybody.
Yeah. No, go right ahead.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So I'll give you all a little rundown. The classes that I had 3 psychology classes,
Sheesh.
chemistry, and 2 PE classes. But like, first of all, you're probably gonna be like, PE online, like, yeah, whatever. But it was actually it's a PE class, but it wasn't PE. It was actually 2 taekwondo classes. You can see why I chose those. It was pretty cake. So like, those don't count as like classes, right? But 3 psych classes and 2 chemistry classes. Chemistry with lab, actually, so I showed up to lab in person once every other week, but lecture and seminar were online. Pre-recorded, mind you. Lectures were pre-recorded. Seminar was over Zoom live. And then no, I take that back. Seminar was pre-recorded too, which is why I didn't like that class at all. I had for 2 of my psych classes, I had the same professor, and he pre-recorded lectures, so lectures were pre-recorded. That was cool. And then my last class was, I want to say it was live. It's kind of bad that I already forgot. Was it?
Man.
Shoot, I can't even remember, bro. I really can't. Was it? Hold up. I want to. Gosh, bro, what? Man, I don't know. I don't even know if it would really dictate that much of the story. But yeah. So what it looked like was on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays I had chemistry. Tuesdays I had 2 classes, but one of them was a Tuesday only class. And then the other class was Tuesday, Thursday class. And then I had another class which was a Monday, Wednesday class. And then my 2 PE classes were like asynchronous, like just get the assignment done by the end of the week, that type of thing. So it was, it wasn't bad. Like between going to work and having free time, like it was a pretty balanced like school class schedule. Like it wasn't like I had everything on one day. But what sucked was chemistry. Chemistry was not good. First of all the lectures were pre-recorded, so it was basically like watching Khan Academy, bruh. Like, it's literally just like, we're learning this today. Let me explain the concept, give you walk through a couple problems, do the homework, do the practice problems. See you next class, right? You could go to office hours and you could there was like these little Zoom sessions where basically like workout or worksheet sessions where like you would go, they give you a couple of problems, you do that, see you next time, whatever. They had the little SI sessions. I don't know if everybody has those, but there is basically like mini tutoring classes.
Yeah.
Where they, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, where they explain the concept. And then every other week on Wednesday I had lab, so I would actually show up to lab, socially distance in the lab, whatever that means, because we would still work with each other on the, you know what I mean? So like it really didn't mean nothing.
So you weren't social distancing, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, they tried, you know what I'm saying, but when it's lab and no one knows what they're doing, we're gonna talk and we're gonna like collaborate. So like it is what it was. But as the semester went on, bro, oh my gosh, like I'm not gonna call it depression because it wasn't, but it was like academic depression to the point where school was going great in literally every other class. Like I'm talking about, I had an A in every other class, and then whenever it came time for me to do chemistry, like my heart sank, like a literal sense of dread when when I went to go open like my Canvas page,
Feel that.
and
Yeah.
I already knew it was going to be an L because a C in that class is a 61%, right? Like
Yikes.
that, you know what I'm saying? They're already adjusting the curve. It's not regular standard scale where 70 is a C minus, right? 61. So they're already giving you that leeway. First midterm, flat C. Like no. Flat F. That's what it was.
I don't know
First,
how you got those two confused,
right?
but
Because
yo,
because
Yeah.
you'll understand later. So first test, flat F, right? Went about my day. Took my L and went about my day. You know what I'm saying? Like can't get hung up over things like that.
sometimes you just gotta take the L.
So
Take it, just take it to the chest.
facts. I was, you know what? Study next time. Study. Next test, next midterm B. Cool. Um, Next midterm, study. F, right? Cool. Lab exam for the semester, study. F, cool, right? Um, Final exam, study. F, cool, right? Like, you know.
I don't think it's getting cool at that point.
Yeah, I'm sensing a
you're-
theme right now, and it's not getting cool.
Let
I don't know, bro.
let me
It's progressively going down more and more.
let me explain, bro. I take my midterms, I fail them, and I literally go about my day, bro. Like I'm not sad, I'm not upset, I'm not bummed, cause I'm putting in work, bro. Like that's the thing. It's not like I'm just like showing up to the test. Like I'm watching every lecture. I'm taking notes, right? I'm doing the problems. Not every practice problem because I just don't have time for that. But I'm doing problems, trying to understand the concepts, and it just didn't work out. Like I don't know what to say. Like and I obviously wasn't the only one. The class average was an F for every the whole every midterm, except for that one midterm. I think they made it easy. That's why everybody did good on it. Um, and I'm talking to friends in the class. They're like, bro, it's not looking good. Like we're halfway through the semester. We're like, all right, so if I can get this on this test, then I'll end with a 61. We're already looking at the C, right? Not even looking at like anything higher.
C's get degrees.
No cap. But midway through the semester, I'm actually holding like a B. Like I'm holding a B like pretty decent. I'm like, all right, maybe I can keep this going. And the semester out with a B. I'm done. I passed. I missed one homework assignment, bro. One homework assignment. I'm at a D.
Oof.
And it was so dumb because you have to input the data you got from a lab on the spreadsheet on Google, and I forgot, right? Like I did the work, did lab, did my experiment, but I forget to put it in, and my grade just drops, bro. And I'm like, fuck. So now I gotta, how do I get it up? That's the question, right? How do I get it up when like I failed every midterm? I don't know. Like between quizzes and we didn't even have homework assignments, so it was just between quizzes and like other homework assignments. Did I just contradict myself? You know what I'm saying. But
Yeah, you kind of did.
we
Yeah,
had
you
we
kinda
had
confused.
we had homework assignments, but not like problem homework assignments. It was like the fill in the spreadsheet on Excel type thing. So
Okay.
yeah, between those and quizzes, bada bing, bada boom, end of the semester with the C. Cool. I'm not complaining. But the thing was like the class was just set up poorly. Like between lectures, like because it's different. Like everybody knows it's different. Like you can say it's the same material, but when I'm in the classroom and I'm talking to the professor, like asking questions, or I'm just talking to the person next to me, being like, "Hey, did you catch that real quick?" That's different from being on Zoom with the professor saying it in on like live and being like, "Yo, professor, run that back for me one time." Can't talk to the people next to me. That's a little bit of a disadvantage, but at least I got the one-on-one with the professor. Now it's like I gotta take everything the professor's saying into me now, try to comprehend it, then talk to them later, if even, right? Talk to them later because I have work and I have other classes, so I don't always have time for study hours. You know what I'm saying? And then like the contact was for a student like me who needs to have that kind of student teacher interaction. Didn't do so hot. On top of the fact that it's chemistry, right? Like it's already not an easy subject. The whole class is failing. So that was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it was all right. I got an A in every other class, so it offset my GPA. I think I got a 3.6 last semester. Could have been better. I think I can end college with the 3.7, which would be dope. I would love to have a 3.8 though, but we'll see. I was my last semester, bro. Chemistry, fuck me. That's basically it, bro. So
Science classes. It's always science classes. Like for me, like I had biology. It's all those gen eds. I feel like it's the gen ed classes again. Like it's not even the ones in my major that like really impact me and how I'm gonna perform in my job, whatever it may be down the road. It's always like the sciences, the math, and English, which of course there are certain things like math and English are important, especially for like my major. Like I realize that, but like science, like I'm not trying to be a scientist. Like I know that might sound kind of ignorant, but
that's
I
facts
don't
though.
I don't need to know a lot of these things. Like sure, some things every once in a while, in my life I will utilize, whether it's what I consider now to be common sense, but for the most part, there's a lot of stuff I don't need to know. Like with my biology class, it was already going to be a virtual class. That's what I was anticipating, and of course, COVID was going to make sure of that. But for me, it was just a matter of putting in as much work as I wanted. It's one of those online classes where it's at your own pace. So if you want to grind for 2-3 weeks to get the whole half of the semester done for the class, you can. Of course, I don't have the motivation to do that. I'm not one of those people, but
Yeah, you're not a
I was barely
psychopath,
getting everything in.
basically.
Yeah, like I was barely getting everything in at the deadlines, but I got by. But kind of like how you mentioned how you didn't do a homework assignment, like I forgot to do a discussion. It was worth 40 points.
Oof.
And what most unfortunate about all of that is I actually forgot to do the first one. So that was the second one, just for some backstory. I forgot to do the first one. But of course, I emailed my professor. I was like, "Oh, I really messed up. I didn't realize where on Canvas it said that. I'm not usually the kind of student to make this mistake. If you just let me do it for half credit, that would be wonderful." And then, sure enough, I had a nice professor. They let me do it for full. I was like, "Sweet, I'll get it done to you immediately." So I couldn't pull that again the second time because it was back-to-back discussions. So I kind of had to just take the L. And I think ultimately, I could be wrong, but I think when I calculated it at the end of the semester, that was the difference between an A and a B.
Yikes.
And that one stings. It's one thing if it's not really like close, like oh yeah, no matter what, it didn't impact me. I was gonna get a B no matter what. But I think I probably got an A, which is just such a bummer. But that was one of those classes, the good old science classes that usually get me. As for my major courses, because I also took ASL as a language, I've done that for a while. Also got a B in that. That class was pretty hard because there was absolutely no talking. And ASL on Zoom isn't exactly the easiest as far as like interacting with people since it's all visual. Looking at someone's computer screen while it's lagging isn't exactly easy. They'll be signing one thing and then it lags 3 seconds later. They're signing a completely different thing, and I'm like, wait a minute, what did I miss? So there were some hiccups here and there, which you would expect with something like that, but it was all right, I guess. But as far as like major courses that really mattered, I had a journalism ethics class, and then I had a sports reporting class. And the big thing was the sports reporting. It's all about going out in the field and covering high schools and like different sporting events. So that, of course, was not a possibility because everyone was assigned a school, and my school was just not going to let me do anything. So I was kind of put in a weird situation. So I kind of thought I was getting screwed, but ultimately everyone was in a similar spot, which made it a little bit better. A lot of the friends that I had in that class, we kind of were going through the same issues together. So my teacher was really nice. She was probably my favorite professor. She was really lenient about everything. And instead of going to events in person to report and to do game recaps, we had to just watch old games, which was fine. But, not really getting the full experience out of the class I'm paying the tuition for, which is a bummer. But it's just all about, adapting, I guess. And that was one of those classes where it went fine. One of the bonuses for something like that, there's not a huge amount of bonuses with like COVID and the way it impacts like learning in school is the fact that I had a lot of guest speakers because of the connections that my teacher has through what she's done in the industry. And that was really cool because the best one, hands down, was Woj. Like, that man dropped into my Zoom class. I was so excited for that. I was the first one to ask this man a question the second I had the chance, but I didn't even remember the question, to be honest with you. But it was just really cool. So there's a lot of different people in the sports world, whether it was him or other people from ESPN, which was cool. And I feel like that was one of those things where, like, if it wasn't for being on Zoom, I feel like the classes would have been less inclined to do that because although there were a lot of guest speakers the first semester of my first year in a different journalism class, they weren't of like that same caliber. I mean, just the idea of getting Woj was cool. I know we almost got Stephen A. Smith. That didn't
Ooh.
work.
Oh, that would have been crazy.
I would have had a field day with that one, but didn't have that. But overall, for all the negatives that there were as far as classes and learning, I'd say little stuff like that made it a little bit better. So, there were a lot of negatives. There were some positives too out of all of it, which was nice.
True. Stephen A. Smith in class. I would have.
I know it would have been crazy. It almost happened but then my teacher said that to get someone like that, like they're gonna ask for a good amount of money to go to schools typically, because typically they're gonna go in person. They're gonna have to travel. There's a lot of fees and stuff that go into that.
Yeah.
So if that were to ever happen, the school would have to provide some money in order for that to ever happen. My teacher was saying like there would have had to at least been like hundreds of students in like an auditorium size classroom in order for something like that to happen. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but Woj was pretty cool though.
Definitely.
Sophie, you want to go or you can go ahead, Sophie. Go ahead.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, if you want me to go, I'll go. But
No enthusiasm.
Last semester, that was a blur.
For
No,
real.
it wasn't. It was probably one of the slowest semesters ever. I hated last semester. How many classes I had? No, okay. The reason why I hated it is because they were mostly asynchronous. So it's like I just had to learn on my own for most of my classes, which made it kind of annoying because I'm not at any pace. I can't just do like one thing a week. No, the teacher was like, "Oh, asynchronous. Let me just sign like 10 homework assignments this one week." So I'm like, oh.
I'm like, just
Yeah, that
teach
was
the
annoying.
class like you normally would. Like, what's all this extra? Like extra.
Yeah, that's what all this extra homework and stuff. Anyway, my classes were like economics, microeconomics, not macro, micro, uh, anthropology, not anthology, anthropology 101, seminar, honors seminar, whatever. I was not even that hard. It's just like a lecture. Africana intellectual studies, which was a good GE because we didn't have to do any like actual work aside the presentation at the end, so that was cool. And the bane of my existence, accounting 201.
I know you got a lot to say about accounting.
It was the other classes I could get by because they were like economics is it's not that hard for me to learn, even though it's harder to learn online. But it was like, okay, I could easily learn this stuff. What else? Anthropology. I hated that class because there's so much writing, but it's like it wasn't even hard at all either. Like it was an easy A in that class. I had like a 97, which is a high grade for me in college. I was like, wow, okay. But this class, this is different. First of all, we used lockdown browser with the camera on.
Oh no.
So like that's first lockdown browser in general just sucks. Like you don't even need to have the camera on. Just use the regular lockdown browser. It sucks. It already sucks like that, but with the camera on, I actually had to study. Like
yeah, they want you to learn.
Actual study. And I learned a lot in that class. Don't get me wrong. I still remember all the information I learned there, which is good to be honest, because it might be needed. But because I was forced to study like that, but not in the test department. The first test I took, I was like, yeah, I studied real hard. I'm gonna get this. But I get like a 65. I was like, oh,
You know?
okay.
You
All right.
know?
Okay, bet. Then
It's
I put
cool
that
though.
work
It's
in.
cool though.
I
Quote
was like,
unquote.
all right, cool. Whatever. I'll do good next time, whatever. Second test comes around, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely ready for this one. I think I got like a 73. I was like, okay, that's way better. That's way better than I did. And then the third test comes around, I get like a 62. I'm like, oh, all right.
You
Okay,
know?
so something's not working. And I don't know how. I got a set. Was it a? I think it was an 80 on the final,
Okay.
which was the difference between my grade. Was it the difference between a B and a C? I was like, damn,
All right.
I got a. So I got a B in the class. I ended off,
Clutched up.
but
Hey, yeah, clutch up for real.
the tests
Like,
don't even like actually show how much stress I was involved in that class, bro. Like, cause counting is like learning a new language. That's what the teacher was saying, and he wasn't wrong with that. Or I don't know what to call it.
Analogy.
Analogy. Yeah, exactly. He wasn't wrong with that analogy. It was like I was learning new things every single week. I had to learn like all this. First of all, you got to learn the first test was not that well. If I took it now, it'd be easy because it's just learning terms. But back then, I was like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't understand any of this stuff. So I definitely bombed that. But the second one was just about putting in. Okay, I don't even know how to explain that test, to be honest with you. Because the class, when you really like, if you actually understand what you're taking, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Emphasize on that. It's still bad, but it's not that bad because it's just like you're just learning the language basically. It's basically like taking a language course, but inputting numbers and actually having to know what to do with them and whatever. But I was doing that all alone, like especially online because this man made it asynchronous for some reason. So I'm just out here. He's like, "Oh, come to office hours." Like, bro, I don't got time for office hours on a Sunday. I'm sleeping.
That's what I'm saying. Like, not only that,
Like,
but it's like we have other stuff to do. We can't allocate time like that on a whim.
oh my! And the worst thing
Especially
this
on
dude
the
did,
weekend.
bro. This man was putting tests on weekends,
Yeah,
bro.
that's terrible.
Electric chair, bro. I'm sorry.
That's
What
tough.
he did between
This is
like with the
not
third
right.
exam and the final was the worst. He put the third exam on a Saturday, then the final exam 2 days later. I'm like, how am I supposed to
Oh
study
yeah,
for
you're
these?
foul. No, that's foul.
I'm like,
That's
Like,
I'm
what's
like,
what's the
bro.
difference? Might as well just do a combined final then.
whoa.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I passed the final and I bombed that third test. So I don't
Shit,
know what
you
happened there,
know.
but
Hey, that's
but hey,
that's a good strategy because like like the final's obviously going to be worth more. Well, I don't know how your class was, but
I mean,
that
it
ended up
was worth
working
more,
out.
but it was all the information in the class. So I'm like, bro, it was. You know what? Let me chill. It's PG. It was a
What you
hard
mean?
time.
It was a bitch.
Honestly, I can't even lie because I did bleep out some word. I don't know if y'all noticed, but on the last Instagram clip, I did censor some words.
I did notice. I noticed that. I noticed that.
Yeah, bro, it was a pain in the booty cheeks. But yeah, other than that, honestly, the other classes were mostly asynchronous, except the AFRAS 240, which was a good. I love the teacher in that class because she was so like inspirational. So I actually enjoyed taking that GE, which is for a first, to be honest, 'cause I hate GEs. But then the anthropology, I hated that class too. But it wasn't that bad because I got my phone. So
Facts.
yeah. So I would say last semester, all in all, I wish it was in person because some classes would be way
Man,
better. Some classes would not be, like the economics class. I don't even know if I would have passed that if it was in person, to be honest with you, because I did not learn a single thing. I don't remember anything out of that class. But hey, we keep moving forward.
Facts.
That's it.
You just got to keep it pushing.
If it comes to bite me in the cheeks a few years later,
it is what it is.
You know.
exactly. But whatever. It wasn't that bad, but I wish it was in person. I said, bro.
And you could say it louder for the people in the back. But
Visual person. Good for y'all.
all right. I'll put my 2 cents in.
Run it through.
Um, Overall, last semester, I will say it was all right. Now, before I say this, actually, no, I'm just gonna go ahead. I took 3 classes last semester. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking.
You kind of scared me about the
No, let
future,
me
bro. I don't know what's
Nah,
going
bro,
on.
bro.
let me talk.
I know, bro. My fault.
You kind of scared.
Test test. My fault. Keep going. No, my fault. I just stopped my recording by accident. Keep going. See, that's not bad. Yeah, that's John. Why? That's why. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you to start off with the units? Because I know if you only have 3 classes, the units are more. Yeah. My fault, OG. My fault. Go ahead. Yeah, okay, okay. Twinning, I see you. Yo, my parents, if they ever see this, they said, "You did what to every test?" I'll be like, "Bro, I passed, bro. Chill, bro." We ain't, yeah, we ain't playing. That is true. That is true. Okay, okay. You see, I don't want to say. You know, I'm not even finna say it. Continue. Why'd you pick it if it was in 8 a.m.? So what did it say on? I didn't say it. I didn't say it, bro. Grandmaster Tofi over here. Yeah. Two things. uh, First one is we gotta talk. We don't have to talk, but like, what's really going on with like this GPA system, bro? Like, if we really think about it and dissect it, why is there a difference between an A and an A minus? That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, I put it right. No, not even past. Like, I'm at the top of my class, bro. Like, you're telling me all A's 4.0, all A minuses 3.8? Like, bro, come on now. That's the difference between grad school and not. Like, dead ass. Like some schools be like you gotta have. It's crazy when you look at schools and be like you gotta have like a 3.9 GPA. I'm like just say you handpick students and continue about your day. Like it's obvious like the average person is not getting in there, bro. But the other thing is uh the student teacher dynamic that I was talking about earlier. Like it's not the same. Like to just to talk on Zoom and interact with your teacher, like it's really not the same, bro. Like for one, so okay, picture like this. I have a teacher this semester that I had 2 semesters ago, right? and it's like she taught the first part of the class. Now she teaches the second part of the class. I picked her for both because like I like her as a professor, right? I don't even know if she knows that I'm in her class, right? Like I'm there, I'm on the roster and everything, but like it's different. Like she has so many students, she's not putting names to faces, she's putting faces to faces, right? This is where like it starts getting a little bit tricky for like all the students. It's almost by the time where I gotta start thinking about my levels of rec, right? I need people, and because of the way I've been doing my like classes in college, like I'm moving through a lot of them, right? So I don't have the time. I don't have like the opportunity to be like, oh yeah, hey, do you remember me? But like, no, you only have me for like one semester. Like, you're not supposed to remember me. So like, I'm lucky that I have her for 2 semesters. But like, she barely even knows me this semester, right? She only knows me pretty much from the first time I had her. So it's like a lot of people are going through this right now, where it's like, dog, like I haven't built a good relationship with that many of my teachers to the point where they can write a letter and be like, this is how the student performed, this is why he be, a good student, good candidate, whatever, all that. And that's another like part of why COVID is really screwing over like a lot of college potential, where it's like, yeah, I'm learning the material, but it's so like it's like in a vacuum, right? It's really abstract. It's not, there's no relationship, no bond, no community. I don't even know the other people in my class except for like on group me and stuff like that. Uh, like, bro, it's for the people that aren't in college and like trying to understand what it's like being in college right now, bro. It's just wish it was in person. That's the only thing we can say. Just wish it was in person. All those freshmen. Let's hold up real quick. We can talk about that too. Um, I how do I say this? What I would advise. I don't know if anybody that's not in college. Actually, no. This applies to people who are in college right now. If you're listening to this and you're either about to be in college or in college, I suggest that you ask yourself one very important question. And the question is, why am I going to college? Right? It seems simple enough. I'm going to college to get a degree. But like really ask yourself that question. Like, cause what it means is, am I okay with everything else that'll happen, right? Like before I went to college, I told myself I'm going to college because I want to get my psychology degree. Now I'm still getting my psychology degree, but that's not the only thing that's in college, right? There's social life, personal life, academic life. Are you going to be okay if the only thing you can do is go to class, right? That's what we're doing now. There's really no social life. There really is no personal life either, because a lot of personal life is social life and outside, unless like you're one of those more introverted people. But it's like, can you stay focused on your goals, right? Can you continue to push yourself and continue to like just put in the effort? Because like we were just saying earlier, we were all like, me and Toby was having one of those weeks where it's like I don't feel like doing anything, bro. Like I have a whole lot of stuff to do, but I'm not feeling it. You got to do it though, right? And I say all that to say like it's because the other thing I want to say is like, bro, honestly, a lot of people like should just go to like junior college, community college for a little bit. The college is not going anywhere. Degree is not going anywhere. Don't worry about um getting into this school or that school during COVID. Like, cause you're literally, if you get transfer credit, bro, it says you took the class. Like, there's literally no difference. Save the money, right? Be at home. Get like, do whatever best for your environment, for your mentality. Cause I feel like you guys can relate. You have a lot of friends that just are not thriving right now, bro. Like they're not doing good mentally, which translates to academics, which translates to lost money, right? If you're not passing your classes. So COVID is taking a toll in various forms. Damn. I swear I do this every time. Cause you said you had a good point that I just wanted to like make sure people understood, but damn, my fault, my fault. Anybody else? Anybody else got something to say? Final call. Wrap it up then. Right, part two, college and COVID. We don't like online classes. Like, if that wasn't clear already, like it's not really, it's maintaining, but it's not helping anybody really. But for y'all out there, if y'all enjoyed, if y'all learned something, if you got a little bit insight, if us saying something helped spark something in you, you know what I'm saying? Let us know. Drop a comment down below. Hit that like, you know what I'm saying? Share it to that one person that's still talking smack about online class saying it's easy. Send this to them. Tell them to email us. We can get a conversation going. Um, Check out the socials, you know what I'm saying? Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, every platform that we broadcast on. Um, I think that's it. Anybody else got anything to say? Thank you, bro. Um, Hey, man. As y'all know, there's a lot of stuff out there, bro. A lot of stuff to talk about. New, old, overrated, underrated. No one's gonna say it. I'll say it. So let's talk about it. Ugh. Okay. Uh, it's not. I'll make it up for it in editing. We'll catch on the next one. Peace.